Hello, this is Ryan, and today I'm going to be showing you my portfolio website for my business, RyanR407. So this is the home page that we're looking at here, and first I have the About Me section where I cover my programming journey and talk about what I do for my customers. I kind of dive into it a little bit more just to give a little bit more information. I have a testimonial here from one of my customers. And then what I do is I actually have the same information that's on the portfolio webpage, but I have it here just so you can have quick access to it and see some of the things I've done. I kind of give a breakdown of my skills, which I'm always trying to learn new things, so these will change over time. I also have my recent blog articles, so I plan on covering everything here from beginner tutorials to advanced integration techniques. And currently I have my contact form here as well. So next we'll move on to the resume page. So on my resume page, I kind of break down year by year my programming journey. I'm also a mechanical engineer and I have my resume available if you want it. So you can see kind of my professional career before I started programming. I break down year by year what my accomplishments are, what courses I get done. I give a link to the course. Also, if you hover over one of these, you can actually see my certification, which I can give you the unredacted versions if you want, which I also have a note here saying that. So next we'll look at my blog. So currently I only have a few articles, but I will be adding more over time. And currently I just have some like basic pathway and Python tutorials, but I do plan on putting more advanced ones. And the final page I'm going to really show, that's the main page on the website, is the portfolio website. So I have different things I've worked on over time, so I'll just kind of go over them in random orders. So first, we'll look at Lake Havasu houseboats. This is the most in-depth project I've worked on. I kind of go over the information on here. I go over what packages are used. I also have some example screenshots, like this is the booking page, and then each portfolio object will have a video as well going over it more in depth. I'll just go into this just a little bit since it's covering my portfolio and this is a large chunk of it currently. So what this does is it allows you to look at different boats and it has a booking system built into it that makes it easy for the customers to kind of go through, pick the options they want, and check out. There's also some other tools built into it, like an admin panel. This is one of the invoices. We have the reservation information where it breaks down all the fees. It gives information. Gives all the booking information. Also, there's different forms and stuff you'll sign that can be e-signed on here. So this was a very in-depth app that you can use. It uses PayPal Pay credit card payments. So it pretty much does anything you would want. As you saw here, there's a Gantt chart style calendar so that you can easily manage the bookings just by clicking on it. You can look at it. There's a support ticket system that I integrated with Gmail that um, people can contact you and it'll do everything you need. This is the home page here, so that pretty much covers the app. So I'm not going to go into every app in that in depth, but there's a stock chart tool which is really easy to use. You go in here, you just put in whatever ticker. Right now it's looking at Nvidia. You can save it out as an image or a spreadsheet or even JSON data if you want that. And you can toggle between a line chart and a candlestick, just some simple JavaScript background on that. Um, there's the simple project management tool, so I'll just go to the app for this. So what this does is you can create workflows. So like right here, you can see that 2 is done after 1, and then 3 does its own thing. You can make them more advanced than that, kind of like the picture shows here. There's also an API that I built for that. We won't go into that. There's a unit conversion API, so this is just a simple app that allows you to convert units. So like if you want to do pounds to kilograms or miles to inches or whatever you want, you can do that through this API. There's a Python function API, and what that does is that allows you to look up any of the Python functions you would want or a whole list of them, and it'll give you the definitions. Also, there's a whole list, and each one of these pages I like to have an API. I also put instructions for it. Same thing with the images showing it. So each one of these pages, if you want, you can come to the website and look at all this more in depth. You're welcome to. You can't use the APIs without logging in, so you can join up. So you can go to the sign up page here and you can log in with either your email or you can use Gmail. I have a Gmail integration into this, so whatever you want. So once you go through, you can do a list and it'll give you it'll give you all the different functions that are available, and then you can just create a functions call like this and it'll give you the individual definitions, kind of like you see here. So for the last one I'll show you before I move on to the MES one is bolt analysis tool. So what this does, I'll just go into it because it's easier to just see. You put in a bunch of different variables and it actually kind of tells you how to use it. It's from my mechanical engineering days. I just wanted to show like a more in-depth tool that like something I've created in the past. So once you go through and put in all the information based on the situation you're working on from the software, it'll allow you to tell if the bolt's going to be strong enough or not, and then if it's not, then you have to change the design, like either use a bigger bolt or whatever, or add more bolts. So the last thing I'll talk about on here is my Easy MES, which is a manufacturing system, and it has a lot of functionality. You can log in with users, just like my other two that I've showed. Work orders, you can set them up based on routes, which a route is kind of like the project management tool here. So we'll kind of look. So I'm just going to go to the screenshot. So a route has operations that make it up, and then those operations can be stringed together into a process. And for each route, there's instructions that you want to give for that step. There's an instruction that you'll give for the overall route, and then you'll be able to link it to previous operations, give it a name, anything you want. There's data collections and part collections. So with any kind of data you want to grab, you just go there and add that. For part collections, you can basically pick a part number and a quantity and whatever version of that part number. You keep track of all the information. This app's for traceability, so you can find everything you need in the app. Also, you can get information from the previous data collections like you see here. So like if you wanna get the barcode for two-part epoxy here, BP420, you can enter in the value and then you can save it and it'll stay in history. It'll keep track who did it. It'll keep track of any history of who did it. So that's kind of what the app does. It's meant for keeping track of manufacturing every step of the way with date times, anything that changes. There's commenting systems, anything you would need. This app pretty much has built into it, or can have easily added to it. So it's something I made for a specific customer. And that is it. That pretty much covers my entire portfolio as well as the portfolio website. Thank you for listening.